Buckle up, because the Avengers Doomsday trailer leaked, and judging by what's coming out, a lot more than just the trailer leaked along with it. Hey, how's it going? I had already mentioned here on the channel the rumor that Marvel was preparing another Avengers teaser trailer, supposedly to be shown in theaters before Avatar: Fire and Ash. Turns out, it's not just that. The rumor didn't just survive, it got reinforced. But before we go any further, let's dive headfirst into the so-called leaked trailer that showed up first. Earlier today, an image surfaced showing Steve Rogers holding a baby. First things first, yes, let's acknowledge the obvious. There is a chance this could be AI generated. We live in that timeline now. You basically have to assume everything is fake until proven otherwise. That said, reliable insiders have already confirmed that the trailer did leak for real. It actually hit the internet. And Daniel, in particular, has a strong track record when it comes to trailers. When he says something leaked, it usually means it really leaked. So this time, there's a lot more reason to trust what we're seeing. There's also what I like to call the UFO factor. And no, I haven't lost my mind. Stay with me. You know how whenever a UFO video leaks, it's always blurry, pixelated, and filmed like someone was running while sneezing, even though everyone supposedly has amazing phones now? There's a reason for that. Phones are actually terrible at focusing on small objects far away. The same logic applies here. Try filming your TV screen, or your computer monitor, or better yet, try filming a movie screen in a theater. No matter how good your phone is, the result usually looks bad because you're filming a projection of a projection. That's how cinemas work. So yes, there is a chance this leak could be fake and intentionally blurry. I'm not ruling that out. But at this point, multiple pieces of evidence are pointing to this being authentic. And it's not just the image. People also filmed the screen itself. We'll go through that footage carefully, and as we go, I'll show you why this leak is almost certainly real. I'll also bring in additional information, some of it official, about what's still coming. And yes, we're going to play this very carefully so Disney doesn't decide to personally nuke my channel from orbit. That's why I'm watching it through another account. Alright, let's press play. The first thing we see is the house. It's the same house from the end of Endgame, where Steve and Peggy ended up together. But there are differences. The garden looks different, the camera angle is different. In Endgame, the house was filmed slightly at an angle. Here, it's framed much more front-on. The garden looks dry, which suggests time has passed. This is not happening immediately after the ending of Endgame. Then someone arrives on a motorcycle, wearing jeans, takes off their helmet. And that helmet looks very similar to the one Steve wore during World War II. Not necessarily the exact same helmet, but similar enough to raise an eyebrow, or both eyebrows. He approaches the house. First, we see him reflected in glass. Then we see him clearly. Inside the house, we see the Captain America uniform placed on a table. Hold on to that detail, it matters. Then we see him holding a baby. Almost certainly his child, let's be honest. When you connect the dots, this is Steve Rogers' child with Peggy Carter. He looks down at the baby, and this is the exact image that leaked online. Text appears on screen. Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. Now, something people pointed out, and I think this is very smart, is that this feels less like a traditional teaser trailer and much more like a post-credit scene. The kind of post-credit scene Endgame never had. But here's the thing. Post-credit scenes often are teasers for future movies, and this is supposedly being shown before Avatar: Fire and Ash, so even if it's structured like a post-credit scene, it still functions as a teaser. It doesn't show action, it doesn't show chaos, it only shows Steve Rogers, and that's intentional. Then we get the release date, which morphs into a countdown to the next Avengers film, with sound design underneath. A lot of things reinforce that this is real. Now, let me go back to that helmet and the uniform. The helmet he wears looks like something from his active duty days. He arrives home like someone coming back from work. He takes off his work clothes, places the uniform down, and goes to take care of his child. Here's the key point. If Steve were hiding in this reality, if he had simply gone back in time to quietly live with Peggy, his Captain America uniform would not be sitting out in the open. It would be hidden, in a trunk, in the back of a closet, buried emotionally and physically. But it's not, which means Steve Rogers didn't just go back to the past and retire. He went back to the past and kept operating as Captain America. And remember, the past he went back to isn't the main MCU timeline. The moment he stayed, he created a branch, a completely different reality. That means the universe where Steve lived with Peggy is another universe, and in that universe, Steve was active as Captain America for decades, likely starting in the 1950s. That is insane. He created an entire reality where Captain America existed long before the Avengers ever assembled in 2012. No wonder there are rumors that Dr. Doom is after this version of Steve Rogers. His decision didn't just break rules, it helps create an incursion. It helped destabilize the multiverse itself. Now let's move on to the new information that dropped. Once again, the Russo brothers posted something mysterious related to Avengers Doomsday. It's a blurry image that looks like either a poster or a trailer frame photographed extremely close up with the hashtag Avengers Doomsday. But here's the weird part. It looks like a V. That can't be V for Avengers because in English it would be an A. So what is it? Victor Von Doom? Something else entirely? Hard to say. It's intentionally vague. They've done this before. They previously posted another low-resolution image filled with equations on a chalkboard. A physicist on Reddit analyzed them and concluded they were fictional equations meant to represent how the multiverse works in the MCU. In other words, when the Russos post blurry nonsense, it's not random, it means something. They also previously posted an image from the Doomsday set. People tried to decode text in it. Some saw Avengers, some saw X-Men, some saw Versus. Everyone read something different. That's the point. They love provoking speculation. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Back in April 2025, they posted an image celebrating Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday as Victor Von Doom. In that image, we see Doom wearing a party hat, standing over an Iron Man cake with 3000 written on his necklace, a clear I love you 3000 reference. Around him, we see Iron Man helmets, an arc reactor, Thanos' helmet, and in Doom's hand, the Infinity Gauntlet, fully loaded. That image was posted a long time ago, and now you have to ask, is this a hint that Doom will use the Infinity Gauntlet casually, something Thanos nearly destroyed himself trying to obtain? That would instantly establish Doom as a greater threat than Thanos ever was. Now, leaving the Russos' cryptic trolling aside, let's get to the theater trailers. According to The Hollywood Reporter, which is extremely reliable, sources say Avengers Doomsday will have a unique release strategy designed to make people watch Avatar: Fire and Ash multiple times. Disney is reportedly sending 4 different Avengers teaser trailers to theaters. Each one will run for a week before being replaced by the next. Go opening week of Avatar, you see teaser number 1. Go week 2, teaser number 2. Week 3, teaser number 3, and so on. Marvel refused to comment, which usually means it's true. What this shows is that Marvel and Disney realize they don't need events anymore. They don't need big announcements. They rely on organic marketing, fans talking, speculating, spreading clips. They did the same thing with the infamous Chair livestream. Hours of nothing but chairs with actors' names, and the internet lost its mind. Even people who had given up on superhero movies were suddenly talking about Avengers again. This strategy is the same idea, but smarter. The rumored dates line up perfectly. December 18th, Avatar premiere, teaser number 1. December 25th, teaser number 2. January 1st, teaser number 3. January 8th, teaser number 4, the full trailer. Each teaser reportedly ends with a countdown to the film's release date, exactly like the leaked footage shows. There's also an anti-piracy warning sent to theaters, specifically to play before the Avengers teaser. That alone suggests Marvel expected leaks and tried to scare people off. Keyword, tried. As for the content, teaser number 1 focuses on Steve Rogers. Teaser number 2 focuses on Thor. Teaser number 3 focuses on Dr. Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr. Teaser number 4 is the full story trailer. That lineup mirrors Endgame's core trio: Iron Man, now Doom, Captain America, and Thor. That's not an accident. And yes, there's also a wild audio description floating around online from someone claiming to work at a cinema in Rio de Janeiro. It mentions X-Men, Magneto, Sentinels, Doom attacking Magneto, TVA-style portals, the Fantastic Four universe, Pedro Pascal stretching, Bucky fighting, and a medieval Ultron-era vibe. Honestly, that description is almost certainly fake. It doesn't match the more reliable rumors at all, and it reads like someone fed keywords into AI and hit generate chaos. So, yeah, things are moving fast now. The final phrase for this video is Avengers Dr. Doom. Write that in the comments so I know you made it all the way to the end. And tell me, what do you think is actually coming? Hype? Disaster? Controlled chaos? Check out the other videos on the side, and thanks for your phenomenal company. See you in the next one.